I'm Teisha Bader, and in the news, as we continue our coverage of the situation in Israel after the brutal massacre carried out by terror group Hamas on Saturday, October the 7th, we also want to highlight some of the efforts on the ground to help IDF soldiers, to help civilians affected by the attacks. One such effort has been spearheaded and is being run by Rozita Pnini, co-founder and COO of the MirYam Institute. Rozita is joining us now from the city of Ashdod to tell us more. Rozita, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Teisha. I really appreciate having me on your program today, and I appreciate your acknowledgement of what we have been experiencing since October 7th, all of us here in Israel.
We from afar, it is hard to imagine what you must be going through. I just want you to know we are with you. Our hearts are with you. Our thoughts are with you. We are embracing the people of Israel in this horrific, horrific time, and just sending deepest condolences to those who have lost loved ones, and speedy recovery to those injured, and swift return of those who are missing and being held captive. That is first and foremost. Rozita, if you can tell us what began this initiative, what you're doing, and how you sort of got it off the ground.
So, Teisha, I would like to speak about what you just mentioned about what we feel here in Israel.
Please.
From you there in the United States. And I have to tell you, total overwhelming. We feel it. We feel you. We know that you are behind us. We know that your support is right there. And it really comforts us, because we know you are our friends. We know that you care about everything that's happening there. So I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank all the people in the United States and around the world that I've been getting messages, I've been getting emails, I've been getting inquiries. How can everybody help? So that's something that really wraps around us so much caring, so much understanding of what we have been going through almost 10 days now. So I woke up as everyone else on Saturday morning, October 7th, with the devastating news. And I honestly, I opened my phone. That's the first thing I did. And I got a message, is everything okay? And I thought, why would my friend ask me if everything is okay? And the minute I opened the news, I realized what's going on. So I have to tell you, I sat in front of the TV for the first 24 hours. I could not sleep. I could not eat. I could not function. I was totally paralyzed. And then Sunday morning, I woke up from, I think, an hour of sleep. And I said to myself, what am I going to do? I have to do something for our soldiers, for the first responders. Something needs to be done. And the memories of 2014 came across, because I have experienced that operation as well with Sergeant Benjamin. And back then we used to be called Our Soldiers Speak. And I knew back then the soldiers really needed us. And it suddenly occurred to me that I have a friend who has a wedding hall next to Ashdod. I called him right away, and I said to him, Nesher, his name is Nesher Adrian, he owns Lara Events. I said to him, Nesher, we're not going to have events in the next couple of weeks. What are you doing with your kitchen? And he said to me, Rozita, it's all yours. Go. Everything in our fridges, everything in our freezer, go do whatever you want, whatever you feel that it's right. And then I posted in few groups that I have friends in, and I told them what I want to do. And I can't even tell you the overwhelming response that I got from people who just want to do something and not sit there. And that's when we started. I went with my neighbor, Reuven. We rented a car because he was all about going and helping as well. And we joined efforts. We rented a big van. We got into that van and we drove to Lara events. And we started opening fridges, and then all the volunteers started pouring in. Now, none of us have experience in working in such facilities, but I can't even tell you, it was an effort that since then, day after day, we serve about 1,500 to 1,700 soldiers.
That's
in all.
amazing, Rozita.
And today I was all the way up south. I said, I'm gonna leave and go and visit those soldiers. So I was all the way up there, and I cannot even tell you what these soldiers, what they feel when we bring that food to them. They say that, yes, maybe they don't need all that food, but the fact that we as citizens, we are there for them, we care for them, we bring them the letters from the kids that tells them how much they love them and they want them to be safe. That's something that's you can't value it. Nothing compares to that. So yes, that's what I've been doing since the day that awful day started.
It's truly heartwarming. I hear your story, which is incredible. Just don't even think about it. What can we do to help? Let's go. And you're seeing that really across Israel, and people just trying to find something to do, because it is such, initially, I know, a feeling of helplessness, of shock. And honestly, the shock, I know, is still there. It hasn't worn off, but slowly finding a way to take action and do what you can on the ground is really so critical. And you've sent us some beautiful pictures and videos of IDF soldiers in the field receiving this food. And as you said, more than just receiving the food, receiving that love and knowing that people all over the country and all over the world are embracing them.
100%. And I have to tell you, Teisha, the fact that the whole country is so united is something that brought us so together. Everybody, I think I drove about an hour and 15 minutes all the way. I was close up by Gaza today. And I have to say, every corner, every road had people in the streets just put a tent on and serving the soldiers with something. That love and unity, you feel it in the air. You feel it from every person. And I feel that, Israel has been missing it in the last few months, that unity. But I have to say that more than ever, I feel it today.
It's so important. And I know, so you're in Ashdod, Rozita, which has been hit very heavy by rocket fire since the beginning of this ordeal, including this weekend. And I think you may have even had red alert sirens today. Can you just talk a bit about what it's been like? And I know, being in Ashdod and in that area, in the southern area, in Ashkelon, and of course the areas closer to Gaza that were hit so tragically, this has become, sadly, a norm throughout the last however many years, but this time it feels different, I'm sure. Can you just talk a bit about what it's been like?
I think that, yes, absolutely. It's been tough. It's been tough because every time you hear the sirens, you just don't know where it's going to attack you from. Just the anxiety of running for shelter and understanding that even if you are in the car driving, you have to get out of the car and you have a certain seconds that you have to reach somewhere that you might be protected. a shelter, or even like just lay on the ground with your arms across your head, or any other way. It's something that I think everybody in the country, not only in the southern parts of Israel, now we also hearing about the northern parts of Israel that are hearing those sirens and need to find the shelter. But I have to tell you something, Teisha. This last Saturday, Shabbat, I was in Tel Aviv because I wanted to come to the hotels that now all the people that they evacuated from the south are living in the hotels in Tel Aviv. And I really wanted to come and meet with the families. I wanted to see the children. I wanted to speak to them. And I have to tell you that one specific hotel that I will not mention the name, they have all our forces family that live in the south. They all moved, like our police officers and people who serve in the army. They moved their families from the south to here. And I offered them, come, I want to take the children to meet kids in other neighborhoods in Tel Aviv. And they told me, unfortunately, we can't do it because the children know how they need to act when they are in Sderot, in Ashkelon, in Ashdod. They know how many seconds they have to go and find shelter. But from the time that you will take them from the hotel and walk them to another neighborhood, and if a siren will occur during that time, they will get into a panic. They would not know what they have to do. So we have to keep them in the hotel. We cannot take them out. So, you know, when you hear stories and you understand the length and the struggle of the kids and the families, that what they went through, and that's what it is that they have to deal with for the rest of their lives, it's something that will stay with you. That really gave me the understanding of what it is that these families are really experiencing. It's not, even if they are in a place that's Tel Aviv, that we don't get so many rockets over here, it's still something that they have to worry like they are back in their own hometown.
Yeah. And something you said before, Rozita, about, you know, the people of Israel having gone through this ordeal. I think I said, you know, you're helping civilians who have been affected, but the entire country has been affected. Obviously, Israel is a small country, and everybody knows somebody. Everybody knows somebody who's been called up to serve. Everybody knows somebody who lost somebody. It is endless, I know. And the IDF spokesperson in reserve, Jonathan Conricus, was interviewed recently and asked, like, do you know anyone? And of course. And even for those of us, I'll just say, here in the US, I saw a really wonderful thing that someone posted on social media when someone said, do you know anyone affected? And he said, yes, I have a few million brothers and sisters. And that's how we really feel. It's, again, unimaginable what it's like to be there, but we do feel that you are our family. You are our family, and we're with you.
100%. Teisha, I have to tell you that in my building, a family lost a brother-in-law. And all my friends are missing, their children are missing. There is I don't know anyone that has not been affected. Anyone that we speak to knows somebody of somebody. You know, this morning, I had a friend of mine who approached me and said, you know, we have a police officer that's missing since October 7th, and the family have not had anything back. So I said, okay, I know one of my best friends who's working at the hub of the missing, you know, all families. And I called her and I was like, can you please check on that person? And she said, I have not heard his name, but I'll check for you. An hour later, she called me and she said, he's gone. So even I don't know him, I don't know his family. He's my brother.
That's right.
I lost a brother. So it touches us. It touches us with the families. It touches me when I drive across the biggest base that we have in Tel Aviv, in the Kiryat, and I see the families sitting outside there under the tents with all the pictures of the missing family members. It touches every one of us.
Absolutely. Rozita, what is the atmosphere? I just want to talk a little bit more about the donation center where you're serving food and giving supplies. What is the atmosphere like with volunteers who come in, working together for this cause?
Overwhelming. Honestly, I have a girl that volunteered to run the kitchen, and I have a girl that runs the packing of the food. And it's to a certain point you can use in each section about 25 ladies, but so many people ask, and I instructed them and I said to them, listen, I know you might not need 100 people, but these people right now need purpose. They need to come in. They need to feel that they belong and they're doing something for everybody. So we cannot refuse. Whoever is asking us to join us, they're going to be part of it. We're gonna welcome them. Even if they just pack 5 boxes of food, they still done something, and it's gonna give them a sense of belonging, a sense of doing something for the others. So I could tell you, I have a WhatsApp group with all the volunteers that I think we are now hundreds of people that I have there. And it's still coming in and in and in. I don't go to sleep until after midnight every single night because I can't even tell you how many requests I get for help and for the fact of us delivering food for certain units. So overwhelming.
That's amazing. And you talk about giving people purpose. And it's so important, especially in this time of it's trauma. It is national trauma. And feeling you have a purpose, I think it also helps to cope. And it's a mechanism to help get through and feel like, as you said, being of some use, of some help, doing something is so critical.
Absolutely. And I think that is what we also feeling from the US. My children are in New York, my sisters, my brothers, they're all over there. But I get the phone calls from them. I see that my daughter has gone and so many people donated to us and gave us products that we brought to here to Israel, and we are giving to our soldiers. We are giving the children. We are giving to people that really need it. And the fact that people are really, we have a campaign. We are fundraising for everything that we're going to get. And when it comes to equipment for the soldiers, when it comes to the little girls who need some fun things and to make them smile. So we have a huge campaign, and we can see that support brings so much happiness to what we're doing. And I feel, me and Benjamin, I'm sure most of your viewers know Benjamin, we feel that it's our duty. It's our duty to put into what's happening right now in Israel everything that we are possibly can put back to the communities and the people.
Well, we thank you so much, Rozita. And I do want to play some of the videos of soldiers and people just expressing their gratitude. It's important.
We'd like to thank the MirYam Institute, MirYam Oren, Benjamin Anthony, Rozita Pnini, Nesh Shaderi, the owner of Lara Events, and all the people who brought us here.
Thank you, guys. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Keep up the good work, as we say. Know that we are with you. As I said, it bears repeating because it really is critical. And it gives us some hope to see these images, as you mentioned, of unity, of people banding together and finding ways to help in this unimaginable nightmare.
Thank you so much. I thank you for the support. I thank you for the caring. I thank you for putting your arms around us here in Israel. And I can't thank you enough for all the wishes. And I'm sure that the people here, they feel it. And I thank you all.
Thank you so much. Rozita Pnini of the MirYam Institute, galvanizing volunteers to help IDF soldiers and civilians affected by the devastating events of October the 7th in Israel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.